Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In this video I'm going to be simply doing a strip wash on my car and then applying a full application of P&S Bead Maker to get me through the rest of the winter. And then we're going to talk about a little bit more about P&S Bead Maker and what this product is really all about. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we're going to be testing out P&S Bead Maker, like I said in the intro. I want to see for the next 2 months how that product fares and how I like it and how it looks on the red, the red peril. I'm also testing out this decon wash from one of my patrons that's launching a brand. It's not available at the moment, so he sent it to me and a few of the other patrons just to test out and feedback on. It's called Garage Therapy, and it's a decon shampoo that you can use in your snow foam lance as like a pre-wash, and you could also stick some in a bucket, foam it up and do the contact wash with it. And the aim of that is to try and get rid of the remnants of any existing product. So it's kind of like a product that not everyone has, but some people would want. And it's a sort of product that I'm still on the fence about on whether or not I need. Because after you wash the car, you can then perform a full decon with fallout remover chemicals and tar and glue removers, which, the tar and glue removers are stronger, and then you can clay bar. But I still think it's probably nice to be able to sort of take off product with a detergent type product, if you like, for when you perhaps, for various different reasons. One, if you are doing that full decon, then it's good to sort of break down as much as you can before you do the contact decon, if you like. Two, you might just sort of, your car might not need deconning, or you might not want to go and clay it, because then you've got to kind of polish out the clay marring and stuff. So you might just want to, if you've got like a wax on there that's a couple of months old and you just want to get rid of it, this might be strong enough. So the problem is it's very hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, how can you tell? You're really going on feel of the paintwork and kind of water behaviour. You probably need a laboratory to test it properly. But anyway, I'm going to give it a run out. I'm going to use it as a pre-wash and a bucket wash. Just simply use that. And then after I've deconned it with that product, I'm then going to apply my bead maker. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Bead Maker and what this product is offering you, where it's strong, where it's weak as well, because it's got to be kind of balanced. No product is a miracle product, so there's strengths and weaknesses, but there's some very good strengths, I think, with Bead Maker, and we're going to talk about those. But I'm going to lift the garage door up now and get out there in the cold and decon wash this car.
Funny how it used to be, now you don't feel the same. Could have been so different, but it never goes that way. How did I fall into this hole? Waiting all this time for you to call. Waiting all this time for you to call. Remember when we walked along the edges of our life, too scared to be alone in this cold night, where we can see it all, where we can move. Waiting all this time for you to call. Waiting all this time for you to call. One day we'll be together for a moment more. I think about the time we had before it slipped away. Now we don't told. Waiting all this time for you to call. Waiting all this time for you to call. Waiting all this time for you to call.
So let's get stuck into it first of all. What is Bead Maker? Well, it's a spray sealant that you probably know by now. You spray it onto your car and it kind of, you spread it out over your car and it forms and cures and hardens to a more durable, protective kind of product than your standard spray sealant. You could use this as a standalone product and do full kind of prep on your car if you wanted to. Full decontamination, full polish, you know, degrease, and then apply a very thick, heavy layer of the product. We'll talk about the application in a second. And then top it up every month or so, you know, to keep the kind of on-application effect going. Or you could also use this as a spray-on topper product that could go on top of a wax coating or a kind of sealant, you know, synthetic sealant coating, or even a ceramic. It can sit on top of ceramic coatings and harden off and work as kind of like a top coat. Once you've laid that initial thick layer of the product down, and worth noting, I've just done the full application on the car, and I've used about 1/3 of the bottle, so not too bad. I could have probably perhaps used a bit more. We'll talk about that in a second. After you've done that thick level application, then you can perhaps just use it during the drying process of your car, or after you've applied the car, after you've dried the car as well. Perhaps use a little bit less product and whiz over it a bit more like a kind of detail spray or the drying aid type product, and just add a sort of additional kind of top up to the protection that's already there, a like for like top up. That's what it does. What are the cool things about Bead Maker and what are the bad things? Let's talk about the bad things first of all. This product is not a durability monster. I've done the sort of shootout comparison video of it where I put it up against lots of other popular products and talked about that. It will probably do about 2 months and stuff like that, but it doesn't maintain its on-application performance as well as some of the other products on the market. So you could consider that a weakness if you want to. It's also not the most hydrophobic spray sealant out on the market by any stretch of the imagination, although it does still add a good layer of kind of hydrophobic protection. On application, that's quite strong. After a few washes, that kind of tails away and you just get the sort of the trickle or sheeting of water effect. But there are some hydrophobic qualities there, but they are not kind of epic in my book. Now let's move on to what this product does particularly well, guys, and it's quite simple really. It's a bit like I was saying the other day when I was using the Griot's Garage detail spray, if that video is out. Sometimes with car detailing products, you are looking for when you actually use them for the car to look and feel really, really nice. And that is the main thing with Bead Maker. First of all, are there any problems with application? Not really. I've used one wet, I haven't soaked this with water, it's just got wet from using it kind of to lay out the products. You spray it onto the particular panel, and then I'm using one cloth to just kind of level that product all over the car. And as you level it over the panel, you see like a film, a sort of hazier film of product that's there. And once you've laid that out over a section, so you could do half your bonnet or even your whole bonnet if you want to speed up. Once you've got a good level there, I just find you just want to leave it a little bit, at least in these cold kind of winter conditions, and then go back in with a bone dry microfiber, and then yeah, just buff it to a complete shine. And as that dry microfiber passes over it, it picks up all the kind of hazing, and you should be left with gloss. As that dry microfiber starts to get wetter, you know, from picking up that product, then you want to kind of flip and go back with the dry side. And if you do that, it is an absolute doddle to apply. I've got one microfiber that I've been used to level it all out that's wet with the product, and 4 that I've used to flip, and each four towels gives me effectively 8 sides. So 8 times 4 is 32 sides. Has done a car for me. You could use more or you could use less. The more you use, the less kind of streaking you'll get. Like I say, with the dry towel going back over it, it buffs up really nice. I do not think you will not like Bead Maker because how it is to apply, it is a doddle as far as I can tell to apply. But the caveat is we're in the middle of winter here in the UK, so I don't know what it's like on burning hot panels or anything like that. But you tell me in the comments, because that sort of stuff is always useful. What are the cool points about Bead Maker? The coolest thing about Bead Maker is quite simply 2 things: gloss and slickness. When you're going back over that car and buffing it with the dry cloth, you start to feel the slickness come back to the paintwork, and the microfiber, that dry cloth, just glides over the panels really, really beautifully. And the paintwork is so slick and you can feel it with your fingers. And it gets slicker and slicker the more it dries, to the point where you've gone around the car and done your first buff. And then when you go back for like a final wipe down, if you want to, the car paintwork feels amazing, and you will notice that. And it's absolutely true. It leaves your paintwork slicker than kind of anything that I've felt before, and that's really, really impressive. The second thing is the gloss. When I did all the gloss measuring tests, Bead Maker was the glossiest product by up to 6 units on some of the others, which is significant. The car looks amazing after you've put this down and you've gone over and buffed it. Okay guys, so final summary of this stuff. A lot of people are trying it and buying it, which I think is a good thing, because no matter what a review says, you know, my review or anybody else's, you know, it's hard to say if you're going to like it or not like it. And I have seen some people kind of criticise it and say that it's not that durable and stuff like that. I think that's a fair criticism, but it doesn't matter. I still really like it for all of the reasons, and I'm sort of looking at it and thinking, I want to have some of this around. I really like using it. In terms of protection, perhaps it isn't giving me as much as other products, but in terms of using it and what it makes your car look like and how it makes your car feel, that is fantastic. The problem is it's addictive, and you're going to want to top it up every single wash, and you're going to want that slickness after you've cleaned your car. So you might be getting through a lot of products, and I don't know the implications of applying this week in, week out, if that's a bad thing or not. But if you leave it and don't top it up, you lose that wonderful slickness, and that's the addictive part. So pretty good product, guys. Like I say, I'd give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. If it could hold on to the slickness a little bit longer, so you didn't have to use it each week, I'd give it a 10. Perhaps if it was a little bit more hydrophobic, that would be nice, but I'm less worried about that, to be honest. Another thing that I could talk about that I don't have enough kind of first-hand experience of as well is whether or not, how much of the dirt repellency this particular product offers. I've still got it on my test panel there, way over a month after it's been applied, and it doesn't seem to have the dirt repellency characteristics of wet coat. So whatever the technology is there, if you're using it to top up a ceramic coating, you're still going to get the lovely slickness and gloss, but you will be masking the material, you know, the speciality materials of the ceramic coating, which are kind of one of their main advantages. It makes cleaning the car easier. So I don't know, I suspect if you've got a fresh coat of this on the car, will still be easier to maintain. But let me know in the comments if you've got any thoughts about that, guys, because that's all important stuff as well. So P&S Bead Maker is just kind of, well, it's been out now for a week or so, depending on whenever I put this video out, or it was a little small batch of it came in first. Jeff from Prestige Car Care is the guy that sent me this bottle, so massive thank you to Jeff. Good stuff, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because we're going to be reviewing lots more kind of stuff and doing more detailing content throughout 2019. Take care, and that's all for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you